What's up guys? Today I want to talk about Eyeless International, OTC ticker ILUS. This is the penny stock that I've been covering on the channel for more than a year, but I have not made a video about this in way too long. Eyeless have had some good news in the past few days, as well as releasing their earnings report, so I will take a look at this and a Q&A with JP Backwell and ERT's Dan Peters. I will try to keep this video short, and I will do a more detailed video over the weekend when I have more time, for all of you that have been asking me for more regular Eyeless updates. Anyways, if you do enjoy my Eyeless videos and want me to create regular updates, then can I ask you to smash the like button. I'm aiming to get 200 likes on this video. Help me achieve that goal. It literally costs you nothing, but it helps me out so much. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and hit the bell notification so you never miss a video. I want to point out that I'm not a financial advisor and this is not financial advice. Now let's get into it. If you're new to Eyeless International, then check out the other videos on my channel. I have been covering this penny stock for the past 12 months, all the way back to when this was only just a couple of cents. But in short, Eyeless is a mergers and acquisitions company focused on acquiring and developing public safety technology-based companies across the globe. Eyeless has got several subsidiaries, and each of these play their own critical part in the vision for the Eyeless family group of companies. Earlier this week, Eyeless released their latest earnings report, in which Eyeless confirmed a 553% revenue increase over its previous quarter to $19.6 million, and is confidently on track to exceed its annual run rate revenue forecast. And we can see this highlights here: $19.6 million in revenue, net profit of $1.1 million, profit before tax of $1.6 million, and $55 million in assets. So this is all good, surely. After all, this is an OTC penny stock with nearly $20 million of revenue, a 500% quarter-over-quarter increase, and it's making profits. So why has Eyeless stock gone down? I will look at the figures in just a moment. During Q2, Eyeless acquired the OTC BQB company, Wikisoft, which has now become Quality Industrial Corp, QIND. This is a stock that has gone from as low as just 2 cents back in April to a high of over 50 cents in July, for a 2,500% gain in just a few months, which is incredible. During the third quarter, Eyeless expects its audit to be completed. They will file the Form 10 to become fully reporting, change the registered name, and uplist to the OTCQB. Overall, a fantastic quarter. And JP Backwell has said here, "We have delivered very impressive growth during the second quarter, and we are just getting started, and we are just starting to get into our stride as a global company. With even bigger deals on the table and so many exciting developments taking place behind the scenes, we are thrilled about all that the back half of the year holds in store for the company and our shareholders." Now this is very interesting, because Eyeless management said pretty much similar things this time last year too. And what happened to Eyeless stock around this time of the year back in 2021? Well, from March to August of 2021, Eyeless dropped about 70% down to just 4 cents. But then look at the run that this went on nearly exactly 1 year ago. Looking at the chart here, from August 13th at just 4 cents and reached over 51 cents in November. Maybe Eyeless could go on a big run again between now and December, but let's look at the figures to get an idea of why this huge revenue increase has failed to spark life into the share price. Guys, if you've watched this far into the video and you enjoy the content, please smash the like button, subscribe if you're new, and check out my Twitter at PaulTInvesting to stay up to date. So looking at the balance sheet, first of all, we can see that Eyeless had total assets of $35.5 million and total assets overall of $55.3. This is an increase of over 100% on assets from just $24.4 million this time last year. But liabilities have also risen from $8.3 million in 2021 up to $34 million in 2022, which gives Eyeless shareholder equity of over $20.7 million. Now let's be honest, this is an OTC pink sheet stock, and with all things considered, this is a strong balance sheet for an OTC company. Equity might be only $20 million, but the market cap of the company is only $90 million right now, and most importantly, the company is generating profits. Usually when you have a company that is growing this fast, they don't tend to be profitable, but Eyeless International has managed to remain profitable while expanding rapidly. Looking at the income statement, we can see that they achieved revenue for the quarter of $19.6 million and achieved a gross profit of $5.8 million and a net profit of $1.1. But this is where one of the major issues right now is. Despite achieving revenue growth of over 500%, from just $2.8 million up to $19.6 million, Eyeless have only managed to increase overall profit by less than $600,000. And I think that this is very disappointing. So let's analyze the numbers. The net profit margin here was about 20% in 2021, and now in 2022 it's only 5.7%. This is a huge drop, but I am not worried about this yet, which I will explain in a moment. The gross profit ratio was around 35% in 2021, but has fallen to 30% for 2022. Now, first of all, this gross profit margin is fine. It's not a big drop, and with time, cost-saving synergies will help this to improve. So I think a little initial gross profit margin drop is normal after a 500% revenue increase. The net profit is the problem, but I think that this problem is temporary. The main issue here is the 3.9 million in general selling and admin costs. Compare this to 2021's figure for the same period. This is actually 17 times the cost of the same period last year. But think about this logically. Think about all the costs Eyeless have incurred over the past few months. There is the several acquisitions that the company is currently working on, the spin-off of ERT, the acquisition of Wikisoft, the cost of becoming fully reporting, uplisting costs, audit costs, the list goes on. Everything that Eyeless has been doing recently costs a lot of money, but these are not recurring costs, and this is very important. At the moment, the net profit margin is only 5.7%, but if they were to get this back to last year's 20%, then that would be about 4 million net profit in one quarter. Annualize this, and you get about $16 million for a 12-month period. $16 million of net profit from an OTC company that has only a $90 million market cap is unheard of. If Eyeless continue to grow revenue like they have been doing, then within a very short amount of time, this low market cap becomes utterly ridiculous. But as always, with OTC companies, there are also some big concerns, and I will look at these more over the weekend. Guys, if you're enjoying this video, then all I ask is that you smash the like button. It helps the channel more than you know. So now let's take a look at the Q&A with JP Backwell and ERT's Dan Peters.
Right, hi everyone, my name is JP, I'm the Managing Director at Eyeless, and I'm joined by Mr. Dan Peters, who is the CEO of Emergency Response Technologies, the Eyeless subsidiary. So Dan and I are traveling together this week. We thought we'd take the opportunity to introduce him to our shareholders and to the rest of the business. So I've got a couple of questions which have been put together, and I'm going to ask those of Dan. Obviously, the main idea here is for Dan to introduce himself to you, give you a little bit of a snapshot of his background and what he's been up to, and some of the exciting things that we're busy with. So welcome, Dan.
Thanks, JP. Glad to be here.
Good stuff. All right, so we received a number of questions, but I've taken just 6 of them, obviously because I think they cover a broad range, and ultimately we want to introduce you to the shareholders. So first question is, can you give us an idea of your background, your experience, your accomplishments in your career so far?
I can. Let me start by telling you that I started on the sales and marketing side of the business. Yeah. Have led several large sales organizations throughout the years. Elevated myself into management opportunities, leadership roles. I've had for the last 20 years. I've been directly responsible for P&L of several businesses, most recently a $800 million business. I've worked in both small businesses and large businesses, and very comfortable in both arenas. Excited that the last 20 plus years have been basically in the fire industry, if you will. And so certainly, as you look at the opportunity that we're talking about here, there was some good synergies.
Of course, yeah. All right, so thanks for that. And I guess linked into that then, so what attracted you to the Eyeless/ERT opportunity?
When I first became aware of the opportunity, and you think about the vision that Eyeless has from a safety standpoint, technology standpoint, improving the communities that we're a part of, all things that are in alignment with my management philosophy. And so I took that information and then had the opportunity to spend a day with you and really get to understand the vision and what the company is trying to accomplish, and specifically what we're trying to accomplish within ERT. And it became very clear to me that my experience, my knowledge was going to be a good fit, not only with the direction you were trying to take it, but also that our personalities we're gonna work pretty well together.
Yeah, very good. All right. So with that said, what is your greatest asset that you bring to ERT?
Yeah, I think, I think if you look at my career, it's the fact that I've built this reputation in the fire
Certainly,
service. And with that reputation comes connections. And as you look at if you look at what we're trying to accomplish, we're trying to get two people, get two businesses. And the fact that I've built those connections up over the year, I think is an asset that that I certainly bring to the table.
Definitely. Good, Dan. So an important question, I guess. What are the immediate goals that you have in mind or that you envision for ERT?
Yeah, really centered around two things. One is making acquisitions that are, that add value to the company, add value to our shareholders, and working towards the IPO of ERT.
Certainly. With that in mind, do you have people that you plan to bring onto the ERT board in the near future?
Yeah, I think if you look at my work experience, I've worked for some good-sized companies. I've worked for some small companies. I've worked with a diverse group of people that both technically, have a lot of knowledge that I think can help us as we continue to find ways to grow the business. So once again, I think we leverage those connections to find good, solid people that will be a part of helping us grow the business.
Yeah, we certainly do have some really good people in mind. In terms of the company culture, what do you envision? What type of company culture do you envision for ERT?
I think right out of the gates, I think we want to be aggressive.
Yeah.
And I think that we want to focus on growth. And I think if we can get all the employees to focus on, being aggressive and going after opportunities to grow our business, that we'll do great things.
Yeah. So very well aligned with Eyeless then. All right, so that is just a quick snapshot from Dan. And again, welcome to the team.
Yeah,
obviously you've hit the ground running, working on some pretty big things, so really exciting. I'll be doing a separate Q&A in the next couple of days, really, so you can look forward to that. And yeah, we've got a busy week still ahead of us, so looking forward to it.
Perfect. Yeah.
All right. Thanks, everyone.
So guys, what did you think of that? Drop a comment and let me know what you think. And let me know if you want to see an update video over the weekend where I can look at both the recent news as well as the charts and what I expect to see here in both the short and medium term. But remember that I'm not a financial advisor and this is not financial advice. See you in the next update video.